So we're in Clovis, California. We just finished installing a Bradford White 50-gallon natural gas water heater. Starting at the very top, give you a new vent pipe. So adjustable 90 at the top, adjustable 90 at the bottom, a little piece of pipe in between up to your existing ceiling bucket. That's yours. It's all painted. And one of the things we noticed here is you can see that flashing where the pipe comes to the roof, it's not sealed. And then of course you got a rain cap and a rain collar, and then the flashing. Usually the roofer, when the house is built, he seals that with some kind of compound or silicone and whatnot, but it's not sealed, so you run the risk of getting water down through that, and that water will run down the pipe here and get on the water heater. So you might want to contact a roofer. We don't get up on roofs. That's we don't have liability insurance. A roofer does. But I wanted to tell you about that. You can see your vent pipe over there, unrelated, but you know, up there, that one up there, you can see a little piece of aluminum foil around it. That's sealed. That one's breaking off. So just keep in mind when you get water in there, it goes down the walls, and you know, it might take a long time before anything happens. But just a heads up on that. Anyways, up top, we come out and demoed all this in here. This was the water. They had a big water leak in here. It flooded the cabinet, flooded the laundry room. And so they came out and demoed and whatnot, left some of the walls off. So what we did is, you can see, we replaced this side panel here. It's about 3 foot tall, and then of course the back panel, that's all brand new around the perimeter, side and back, about 3 foot tall. And then one piece in here, they had cut it open, and so you can see you know, taped, got mud on the wall, and we did repipe the plumbing. You got a 1/2-inch line going up the wall, and then a 3/4 coming, you know, from below floor. So that's a 3/4 T stubbed out on the cold side. And then making a transition over to a brass ball valve. It's a Watts 3/4 inch full port quarter turn ball valve. So quarter turn on, quarter turn off. We gave you one on the hot side too, and the reason why is we wanted to get the water back onto the home without worrying about water back feeding through the hot side. So we just gave you 2 valves. This is not required, but you got it. So anyways, cold water valve, hot water valve, and then of course brass nipples, and then a Falcon stainless steel connector. So these are full 3/4 inch inside diameter, very flexible. They're very expensive. That's what we like. That's what we use. Down to a stainless steel connector. We don't connect to this. You know, everybody else does. We don't. We've had trouble with the. This has a heat trap on there, and it's kind of beveled on the top. There's a little plastic insert that's kind of sitting at an angle. And it's hard to, you know, just to make sure that water's not leaking when we leave. So this solid 304 stainless steel, these are expensive as well. And then it's a nice machined end where the gasket sits against it. So same thing on the hot and the cold. And then of course relief valve, that comes with the unit, and it's piped over to your existing line. We just put an adapter on and then tied in this Falcon stainless steel connector. Upper third, you've got adjustable straps, and then lower third, you got adjustable straps. That's your piping coming out of the wall, the gas line. We did, when the wall was open, we did move it over a little bit so it wasn't hitting the water heater. They had jogged over with a little 90 and then come back out. A lot of fittings back there, so we just moved it over in the wall, strapped it, and then of course just kind of turned it a little bit so it's not up against the water heater anymore. So brand new ball valve there, gas valve, and then a brand new connector over to the controller. And and then we did, you know, we had some caulking on the truck, so we tried to like give you some seal around the bottom as well. That's not required, but you know, you usually got baseboard like on the inside of the house, but out here we just squirted some caulking in there. And you can see, you know, that way you don't have creatures crawling up in there. Of course, you know, once you get the other side of the wall buttoned up, you know, it'll seal it. So, but we tried to get some in there. We ran out over here, but we squished it under the wall, and you can see it back there, and of course over there. But anyways, that's not part of the project. You know, sealing the bottom. Drywall's in. It's taped. No texture, but just mud. To seal it. So, and then of course we put this insulation back in the wall. There's a piece of insulation between the hot and the cold water line, and we shoved it back up in there and got it. On the opposite side, when you go to put the walls back together, of course you're going to need to get some insulation and insulate, you know, behind here in the laundry room, insulate this bay, you know, that wall. This is an exterior wall. I guess this is the garage wall, I think. Not real sure. There was no insulation in it, and it had wood panels on it, so I'm not sure what's going on over there. Anyways, everything here looks good. Outside of that, this installation is done.